Welcome to How to Get From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. I'm Bernard Keeby. I'm a business financial consultant and a chartered financial. My colleague in America, Frank Momolo, asked the question, are you running on all six cylinders? And he patented or trademarked this concept. And basically the idea is that there are six areas of your business that you need to get running properly to have a business. One that runs when you're not there, and two that's sellable because someone can buy a business that runs when you're not there. Now, the first obvious one is operations, and anyone who's ever read the E-Myth or the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber would know that most small business owners are very good at operations, and that's why they went into business in the first place. But there's an awful lot more than that involved to running a business. So you need to understand your finance, your numbers, be able to budget, forecast, understand key ratios, understand the difference between markup and margin, and various other ideas. You need to take time out of your business to devise your own personal goals and the strategy for the business to help you achieve your goals. You need to understand the difference between tactical and strategic sales and marketing. Most people do tactical, but strategic is far, far better, and I'll revisit that briefly in this presentation. As you grow, you'll need to understand how to build teams, get the best out of people, understand different personality types, different intelligence types, etc., etc. And crucially, you need to systemize everything, because the more it's systemized, the more it can run when you're not there and can run efficiently. Really, there's an 8-step process to achieving all of this. The first thing is to set time aside. So we've got our clock there. How many small business owners actually take time out of the business to work on their business rather than being busy working in their business? That's really crucial. You also need to know where you're going, so you need to have goals. You can't work out how to get to where you want to be unless you know where you want to be. So you need written goals. You need therefore a plan, and the best form of plan is to have just something that's easy to refer to and easy to monitor. So a one-page plan is ideal. I can show you how to do that. You need to understand your key numbers, because if you understand the numbers, what you realize is that making a small, say 5 to 10% improvement in 5 or 6 key numbers doubles your bottom line profit, which means that 1% a week improvement spread across your business is enough to double your bottom line profit in a year for most businesses, the vast majority of businesses. As I say, you need to understand the difference between tactical and strategic marketing. You need to systemize everything. And as you grow, you'll need to build teams and motivate teams and get everyone working together in the most efficient way. And the other thing you'll need to be able to do is to make sure that you maintain a positive mindset and that you persevere in the face of setbacks, etc. So in terms of time efficiency, if anyone's read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, they'll know that he talks about 4 quadrants. There's urgent and not urgent, which means it's either got a deadline or it hasn't. But then there's important and not important. And what tends to happen is the things that are important but haven't got an immediate deadline, like self-improvement, like setting your goals, like devising strategy for your business, all the things that involve you setting time aside to do them, they tend not to get done because you're so busy doing the important things that are urgent, but also all the other things that are urgent that aren't actually as important as they should be or could be, or as important as the things you're not doing. So you need to time set aside to work on your business, to work on those important things that are not urgent. You also need to have written goals, and I think this thing from Brian Tracy summarizes it perfectly. Decide exactly what you want, because if you don't know what you want, you can't get it. You need to set a deadline so that you know when you want it by, and then you need to do something every day to move towards it, and you need to persist until you get there. Quite simple, really. So written goals, extremely important. Written strategy for your business, exactly the same. Now, I talked about strategic marketing. What you need to understand is that at any given time, out of 100 people who could be possible buyers for your product or service, 30% of them or 30 of them will never buy. They may not know that at this stage, but they know they're not interested at the moment and they won't ever buy. But then there's another 30% who think they're not interested, but who will eventually buy from someone. And then there's another 30% who, although they're not actually thinking about it now, they're probably going to buy in the near to medium term future. There's another 6 to 7% who are open to the idea of buying, it's just they haven't actually got round to it. And then there's 3%, 1 to 3%, who are actually what you call now buyers. Now, the important thing is not to just concentrate on trying to sell to everybody, because the only people who are going to hear your message are the now buyers. What you actually need to do is to have a strategic way of engaging with all the people in that pyramid so that you can nurture them along what's called the buyer's journey. And if you do that, then eventually 70% of them will buy and will be more than likely to buy from you because you've built up a relationship with them and nurtured them along the journey. So what you need is a system for regular contact with these prospects, if you like, and what they're looking for along the journey is information to help them make their decision as to whether they want to buy this thing or not and who they want to buy it from, but they don't want to be sold to until they get to the very end. So you need a sales funnel which is systemized for the now buyers, but you need a strategic marketing funnel where you supply information on a drip basis to all those prospects who are moving along the buyer's journey. And therefore you need what's called an informational offer to attract their interest. So that's things like a free guide or some sort of just interesting information related to the topic, but not actually trying to sell to them. And once you've got their permission to communicate with them regularly, keep dripping bits of information to them to help them make their decision to eventually buy. And it's called strategic marketing, and most people don't get that right. And the other thing I said is you need to be constantly aware of the importance of keeping your mindset correct, your brain. I think it's been said that 80% of the whole success equation, if you like, is keeping your brain positive, keeping your mind positive. So you need to be able to keep a persistent and positive mindset, and you need strategies to be able to do that. So that's how you get from where you are now to where you want to be.